y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is mabk_Mrs. G, and guess what we're making today? Banana blueberry muffins. So let's see if you can go along with me on the steps. Over here I have the wet ingredients: 2 ripe bananas, 1 large egg, 60 milliliters of vegetable oil, 250 milliliters of milk, and 10 milliliters of vanilla essence. So I'm just going to start with mixing all the wet ingredients, starting by mashing up these bananas, and then we'll go over to the dry ingredients. Alright, like I said, we're going to mash up these bananas. Make sure you mash them pretty well so that they mix well with all the other wet ingredients and eventually into the dry ingredients. So mash, 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 and then you start adding all your other wet ingredients into the bananas that have been mashed before you mix that up into the dry ingredients. Okay, so while there are variants of this recipe that use butter as an alternative to vegetable oil, I am an amateur and I am just following a recipe that I found that uses vegetable oil, and I will keep it at vegetable oil. I did say that it's 250 milliliters of milk, but you'll see that I'm putting what looks like 2 cups. It's actually half a cup that I have put, and I'm gonna put a little bit more because my half a cup wasn't exactly full in order to get to the 250 milliliters. So I'm sending my little soldier to go and get me a little bit more milk before we proceed with the vanilla essence. Alright, now we have all of our wet ingredients. What I'm gonna do is mix it all up and make sure that everything is mixed together before I start with my dry ingredients, which will also be mixed before we combine the two. Alright, so you set that aside, and then we start with our dry ingredients, being the 2 cups of flour, half a cup of brown sugar. Some people use honey as an alternative, a pinch of salt or half a teaspoon, and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Alright, please make sure that you mix it all up so that when you mix in your wet ingredients with your dry ingredients, one ingredient doesn't stay lumped up on the side. Make sure that you mix up all your dry ingredients before you pour in your wet ingredients, which you'll give 1 little stir before you add it in. Make sure that it's all combined, well combined. No flour is lingering on its own without being mixed into the whole mixture and to the whole batch before you move into the VVIP of this recipe. You know, I have to admit, when I was mixing this recipe or these ingredients, I was expecting a little bit more of a runny consistency, even though I was trying not to overmix the batter. All I was paying attention to was making sure that no flour is lingering unmixed into the batter, while still avoiding to overmix the batter. In the end, I think the batter came together quite nicely. Da-da-da-dum. Time for the VIP blueberries. Mix them well into your batter so that once you pour the mixture into the muffin tray, there's enough blueberry spreading across every little muffin so that everybody gets a little bite. Alright, over here I'm getting my teaspoon ready. I'm gonna put a cup of warm water that I'm going to be using in order to keep my teaspoon moist and have the batter not sticking to the teaspoon while I pour it out into the muffin trays. I'm going to use a bake spray, I think it's called, yes, cook and bake spray, that I'm going to spray onto my muffin trays as opposed to rubbing butter on them. I mean, you can do both ways. I spray it outside because it can get a bit overwhelming and I have asthma. So if I choke on this thing, there aren't going to be any muffins to enjoy. Alright, remember to preheat your oven. While you are pouring your mixture into your muffin trays, try to make sure that they are equal, for lack of a better explanation. This is just to make sure that when you pop them into the oven, they cook at an even rate. So if you have one muffin that's larger than the rest, it's obviously not going to cook at the same rate as the others. So try to make sure that they're all equal and try not to waste any batter. Literally, like, scrape all of that goodness into all of those muffin trays and try to make sure that they're all equal so that you enjoy as much of it as you possibly can. Okay, so in go my babies into the oven. I had preheated the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. I don't think I have the best of ovens, to be quite honest. I'm still trying to figure out what the settings are supposed to be like, but yeah, I had preheated the oven to 180 degrees. I'm just gonna set the timer to 25 minutes. I'm just gonna give them an initial 25 minutes to bake, and then let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, time is up. Let's open and see what we are looking like. And I just am not satisfied with how brown they're looking. I wanted them to be a little bit light brown on the top so that I know that we're cooking on the inside and underneath. So I'm going to give it another about 5 minutes, and then we'll check back with them after that 5 minutes. And we wait and we wait and we jump, 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 and we wait and we wait and we jump, jump, jump. And it's mommy, pick me up, and you're the same weight as me and you're too heavy. And we jump, 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 waiting for the muffins. Let's look at the rain. Give mama a kissy, because who can't resist a little cute little boy? And we are ready to come out of the oven. I'm pulling these babies out now. It's been a total of about 30 minutes. I don't think that ordinarily it would take about 30 minutes to have these babies ready. But like I said in the beginning, or at some point, that I just don't think that my oven settings are at their best. I don't know. But these babies are now ready to come out, a little bit light brown. I can tell from the edges that the underneath is properly cooked. So let's get them out and get them out of their pans. So I'm going to start pulling these out of the pan. I don't let them cool in the pan. I put them in a plastic tub and let them cool down from there. While I'm popping them out, they quite easily popping out. I'm very satisfied with the spray that I use as opposed to butter, because it's very easy to get onto the pans, and once I have finished baking, it's also easy for them to come out of the pan. So I have no issues with using that spray. It makes my life easier. And now we're just getting these muffins out of the pan so that they can cool and we can eventually get a taste. Can I just say, as a side note, it smells amazing. Obviously, that vanilla essence has a play with the aroma that is going to come out of baking, but you can smell the bananas. You can literally smell the flavor. Obviously, blueberries, I don't know, I'm just gonna be honest, blueberries don't have a scent. But once you pop open this banana muffin, the blueberry gives it one distinct flavor. You know, the sweetness comes out immediately. So I'm really looking forward to tasting. But I'm never the first to taste my own bakings, because I need someone objective, and we'll see who that someone objective is. Just in case you're wondering, this is not the someone objective. This one just came to say congratulations for finishing to bake, because I've been waiting to taste. So, yep, we'll see how these babies taste. Okay, so overall, I wouldn't say that it was too bad. I hope you enjoyed my recipe and I hope to see you next time.